So you guys been wanting me to change the theme song sound quality, but I'm gonna keep the same song. So here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Just how she plays them, and she does that. She does it with the cat. Does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. Hopefully that fixed the audio. Crazy Cat does not own any of these pictures or books or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational purposes, so the people who watch them learn a little bit something when they do it. Hopefully that fixed the audio. I solemnly did all those years ago. No, I don't want to do this. I'm scared of this thing. Alright guys, everyone, Martha here, and I just got done listening to the Odyssey, and also listening to Epic the Musical. So this story is hard to understand somewhat, so I'll do my best to explain it, even with a great actor reading it to you, which was Ian McKellen. Was one who read it to me on Audible. Some of the, because since this is technically Old English, it's a little bit hard to understand. But this book is about Odysseus, who is one of the people who fought during the Trojan Wars. This is technically a sequel to the Iliad, which is about the Trojan War. He is the one who built the Trojan horse, and the musical starts with him dropping Hector's kid off the window. This one in the book, it shows that it has him being on the island of Calypso for those 7 years for his punishment for not stopping his men from killing the Triton's son, son, Helios' calves with the musical really doesn't explain who this is, so reading the book does explain to you that this is Helios, because when I listened to the music for the first time, I thought this was Apollo's calves, since he has his own calves that Hermes stole. So yeah, that's what I thought who it was, and they're both had to do with the sun. So a little bit confusing, but yeah, that's what you get for having two different people who had to do with the sun. You have to remember which one. You have to remember there was two of them, not just one of this. So he's been there for 7 years, being punished, and he can't go and see his son. His wife Penelope or his son Telemachus. Instead, he has to be with a Calypso, which in the musical he does not cheat on his wife, but in this book, I'm pretty sure he does with both Calypso and Circe. And so eventually, that part where we see Athena asking for help from Zeus to allow him to be released, that happens here too, and so she does convince him to allow him to escape on a raft. But Poseidon, since he's still mad about what happened to his son, the Cyclops, Polymaeus, what happened with the eye, and him tricking him by saying nobody, but Odysseus had to get big-headedness and brag and say, I'm the one that had blinded you. My name is Odysseus. He should have kept his mouth shut or killed him. One of the two. But since it's technically his first monster that he deals with in this story, he makes mistakes and gets restless, even though he watched some of his men get killed by them. He did still let the Ice Cyclops lives. And I think the only one he actually kills out of the monsters in the book, because he doesn't really kill the sirens, and he doesn't kill Charybdis because he couldn't, because how big he was. She just let him sail by, and he just fights with the Surreptus and survives that fight. So really, he doesn't really kill any of them, but he just has to be more ruthless with them if they get in his way. Yusuko doesn't really cover this part, because in the book he's telling the story to a king and the princess, the one who finds him after he gets off of Cersei's island. And then the story is told in flashbacks. Basically, right after he gets out of off Troy. He's really the reason why he takes him long to get home is because Zeus thinks that they should have been more ruthless against Troy's and sells him off course. And that's when they get to Lois Island, which the musical portrays it as the same island that he meets the Cyclops on, which is not true. Those are two different islands. I think they just want to avoid them eating the fruit and being stuck there for a while. So that's what happens in the book. They're stuck there for a while. And they just want to portray them as the same exact islands to save time. Which, yeah, it's hard to portray, making it look like it's been 10 years since he's been at sea, because it's been 10 years since he's done the Battle of Troy, and 10 more years when he's at sea, because his son Telemachus is supposed to be 20 when he meets him again, and the last time we saw him he was a little baby. And Telemachus ends up going on his own, trying to find out like where his dad is, and see if he's really alive, because Athena actually is helping a human for once instead of just turning him straight to a monster. Even though, do you think about it, since literally one of these songs is called "I Have Become the Monster," he does not come like a monster like Medusa and Arachne, but he becomes his own monster where he like has done too many things wrong in order to make his way home. But he does it by being smart, basically, and outsmarting pretty much every monster, since he's the only one that made it home out of his 600 men. And he ends up also outsmarting the suitors by in the book he is dressed up as an old man to trick them, and he actually shoots through the axes. In the musical they don't have them do that. No, I'm not saying the musical is bad by not showing all this stuff. The musical is actually really good. I liked a lot of the songs. I would say my favorite album would probably be the one with Cersei in it, because I liked all those ones the most. But I also like the one with they have all the gods in it, and Athena is trying to convince all the other gods to let Odysseus go. And I also do like the song with where Zeus puts him on Island Cersei. They also like the one of him becoming the monster. Those are the ones I would say I like the most. But the way I would say how this music actually helps, it helps you to understand the story better. If you don't understand old English very well, like myself, it helps you understand it. But it got me into wanting to read this book, and part of me now wants to go read the Iliad, and I guess there's a sequel after this one that has to do with how Odysseus dies. So technically this is probably the first books, the one that has from 3 in it. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe it's the very first trilogy out there. But I don't think that Homer wrote the third one, so I don't know whether we would count. I don't think Homer wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. I don't think he wrote the third one. So, yep. I do also want to mention Hades, because Hades has a lot of the same monsters, and also Odysseus in here, in that game that I'm playing, and do think that they do a good job showing these creatures and him good, except for Calypsis. She is a clam in that game. She is not a ton of what she looks like in the book or a musical. I think Hades just wanted to combine those two together. So if I do a short of me showing Scylla and the sirens together, it's because she is behaving more like the sirens. And everybody always thinks that they're mermaids, but actually that they're girls with flying birds. I guess they think it's because they're mermaids because they're attacked by water, but it's because of that we have Ariel and Ursula do music too. So pretty much every single mermaid now, it has to do with music because of this book, even though in the book it had nothing to do with mermaids really, except for the water part. So I've heard people think that technically Odysseus got a happy ending, but I don't think he had a happy ending. Yes, he still has his wife and his son, but now he's haunted for what he had to do in order to get them. None of his friends are alive. He has done terrible things. So yeah, terrible PTSD for sure. But I think that he used his wits in order to get home. That's why I liked about this book. And I think that Ian McKellen did a great job reading the book on Audible. So I'm not trying to sponsor them or anything. I think that he does a great job reading it. So yeah. And Jorge, he and his crew did a great job singing the songs for Epic Musical. And also the one who made Hades too. They did a great job. So I'm not really going to rate this because I'm just trying to compare each story to the book and to a game and to a musical, basically. But I do it's a really good story. You should give it a try. Read it. Or listen to the musical. Or go and play Hades 2. One of the three. So the next book I'm going to listen to, since it's the Halloween season, would be The Night in the Living Dummy, which is the R.L. Stine book. I have not, when I was a kid, I did read a lot of the Goosebumps books, but this was one of the ones that I skipped out on because I was afraid. So, of when I was a kid, and now I am not as afraid of dolls as I used to be, but yeah. So, I was willing to you guys know, 90 if you guys are not subscribed to me, it doesn't cost you anything. I'm at 100,000 subscribers, so you know what that means. I get to watch one of those live action Disney movies. One of those live action movies that was originally animated. Now, I've not watched any of the newer ones, so I might as well pick one of those three. But I have not decided yet if I'm going to do Lilo and Stitch, Snow White, or How to Train Your Dragon. The other books I'm gonna read eventually are Camp Jupiter, Daughter of the Deep. I just got the Count of the Dead, which is the newest Greek Percy Jackson book, but I don't think he's gonna be in it. And then there's their survival guide of the Kane Chronicles survival guide. Then there's Frankenstein, Kingdom Hearts, graphic novel or comic book 1 to 2. But yeah, those are the ones I did not mention earlier. Just one so you guys know what other books I'm gonna read. So there you guys go. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Oh yeah, and thank you for getting me up that high.